Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing my channel for the first time, you're welcome. So in today's video, I'll be showing you how to draft, cut and sew this short. It's a freehand tutorial. If it's something you're interested in, then keep watching. So in my previous tutorial, I made a short using this crepe fabric, and this is what I have left. So I'll be making use of this fabric to make the short. Then I'll also be adding another fabric to it to create some sort of design. So first of all, I'll be drafting the front pattern. So this is a freehand tutorial. So I'll be drafting directly on my fabric. So I'm trying to check the wideness of my fabric. I divided my round hip measurement by 4, then I added extra inches, 2 to 3 inches. So I'm just going to create my starting line here. This is going to serve as my waistline. From this point, I'll take out 2 inches, which is going to serve as my waistband, and I'll come down from that point and mark my hip line, which is 10 inches. Then I'm going to repeat the same 10 inches on this side as well. Then I'm going to connect with my ruler. Now from this point, I'm going to come down by 2 inches from my crotch um, depth. Then I'm just going to connect it. So since I'll be adding another fabric to this front, I'm going to reduce the height or the length of my short. This is fabric I'll be adding. So now I'm just going to pull down the length I want this to be. I want my trouser to be at least 18 inches long, 18 to 20 inches long. So I'm going to have to reduce some inches. So you can just decide the length you want. That's if you're adding extra fabric to it. So after deciding, I just mark the inches I want. I'm also going to be adding 0.5 inch for my joining allowance there. So I divided my round hip measurement and I added extra 1 inch to it, and I marked it on the crotch line, the hip line, and also the waist line. So if you're a plus size person, you can choose to add 2 inches extra, as the case may be. So I divided my round hip measurement divided by 4. I divided again by another 4, and whatever I had, I went ahead to mark it here. So since that is exactly what I have here, there's no need going to measure it again. So I'm going to go ahead. At this point here, I'll go up by 1 inch to help me create that curve. So I connected the curve from the hip line down to that crotch extension. So that is my crotch extension. I'm going to subtract ½ inch from here. Remember, I'm cutting this on fold. So I'm just going to connect it to my hip line like this. So it is not something complex. Okay, then I'll add 0.5 inch down here because I need allowance to join my other fabric to my short. So just blend it in like this. So I'll just go ahead and cut. So I'll be cutting exactly on that line where you see me doing. So what I have on that crotch line here is exactly what I have at the lower part, except you want to reduce it. You might want to reduce it by 1 inch, but I just want mine to be like this. So I'll just go ahead and cut the way you see me cutting. So if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please do me the honor of subscribing, like the video, share, leave a comment for me. Also click on notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. So I'm also going to open up this part that I have here. Then I'll cut off this excess here. So I'll be using this front piece to cut on my to use as a template for my back piece. So this is the extra piece I want to use for the style I want to create at the front piece. So I'll be joining this fabric only at the front. Just want this at the front. Okay. So I'm just going to measure it. Remember, I need half inch to join these two pieces together. So I just wanted to make this part a bit straight, just not that straight. So I'm going to place the fabric, the crepe fabric, on top of this. Then I'll go ahead to measure the length. Now, this is the original length of my short. I'm going to mark it, then add extra 2 inches for my folding allowance, my hemming allowance. So this fabric is quite difficult to work with. So I just created few marks or few points just to help me. I think this is called a rib fabric, but it's a bit different because it had this shiny texture. I don't know if you can see it. It's very beautiful physically, honestly. It's so beautiful. I was just in love with the fabric when I saw it. So this is what I have. I have two pieces. So I'll be joining with the half inch I created. Now to cut the back, I've gone ahead to place my front piece on top of the back. Now because I'm not joining any fabric, any extra fabric to the back, so I'm just cutting directly the full length of my short. So I'm just marking it here, and that is my hemming allowance there. So I'm going to measure exactly what I have, extending the line because we're going to be adding in some inches to this because this is the back piece. So I'm going to measure exactly what I have here and bring it down here. So this is just a guide for me to know the exact measurement of the front because I'll be adding 2 inches. So I added 2 inches here. I'm going to add 2 inches all the way here on this side, not, I'm adding it at the center. Then I'll go up by 2 inches. So I'll connect it to the waistline there in a slanted form. The sides should be the same. So I just added 2 inches from this part all the way to the hemline. Hope you understand. Okay. So I have a tutorial on how to make a palazzo trouser with elastic waistband. Okay. Just in case you did not get what I did here. So I'm going to leave the link in the description so that you'll be able to go and watch it too. I was very detailed in that tutorial. So I went ahead to join my pieces with the parts that needed to be weaved. And this is what I have. For the back piece, because I was trying to work with the fabric I had to do some joining and I decided to make it look like a style. I mean, that is why I'm a fashion designer. I'm going to create styles from or designs from whatever I have. So now these are my pocket pieces. Now this is my band. So I've joined the pieces to make it this long. And these are my pocket pieces. I had limited fabric and this is what I created from it. Okay. So now this is the front piece. So I weave the joining, okay, to make it neat. So it's time to join our front and back pieces. I'll be joining them on the sides. So I'm going to use one side to explain and I hope you understand. So go ahead and arrange your fabric like this. Then I'll come down from the waist on the side here by 1 inch and mark. Then I'm going to measure exactly what I have here. For my pocket, I'm making use of 6.5 inches. You can make use of 7. Then I'm just going to go ahead and mark like this. So I'll be stitching. Then when I get to that point for the pocket, I will skip it, then continue all the way down. So this is what I did exactly. Okay. I've gone ahead to join the sides and I have my pockets open. You don't want to close this part when stitching. So now to join the pocket, there are so many ways to join your pocket. This is, for me, by far the easiest way to join your side pocket. So take note, I'm placing the part that has the fabric like this on the top. So if you notice, now if you're working with a complete fabric where you did not join anything to it, you're going to place the right side of the fabric facing the right side like this. So I'm pinning it. I'm going to show you how to stitch it down, so don't worry. I'll repeat the same thing on this other side. Make sure that the pockets are equal. They should align, like you see what I'm doing here. They should align, please. So one should not be up and the other one down. Okay. So whatever I do on this particular part, I'm going to repeat it on the other part. All right. I'll head over to my sewing machine and work on this other part. So let me fix the other part. If you have watched to this point and you're yet to subscribe, please go ahead and subscribe, like the video, leave your comment, share, and also click on notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. So I'm going to head over to my sewing machine to show you how to stitch them. So I'm just going to be stitching them directly like this, the way I folded them. So you take note of how I'm joining. You can see that the pockets align. So I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Just go ahead. So I folded about 0.4 to 0.5 inch when I was folding the pocket. So after doing that, I'm just going to join the pockets like this and stitch them down. Follow the shape like this. So I've cut my threads and this is what my pocket looks like. So I'm gonna head to fix the pocket of the other side. This is what I have. You can see my pockets. Now I'll be joining the center front and the center back. I'll be using 0.5 inch to join them. Just go ahead and join. So I'm going to be stitching both sides. Then I'll show you what I have. Our short is almost done. I'll be using an elastic waistband or elastic for this. So after stitching, this is what I have. So I'll go ahead and join the center part. I'll be joining. Just make sure everything aligns well, especially the center, this other point. Arrange everything so they will be together. So I repeat the same thing here. So after joining the sides, I'm going to go ahead to hem the lower part with the allowance I gave. I'll just hem it. I'll sew it down for both sides. So this is what I have so far. Now it's time to work on our waist. Okay, so I'll go ahead to measure my round waist here. I'll just fold them like this. Make sure they are very open. Open up the fabrics and just measure. So I'm going to go ahead to measure that on my band. Remember I put that on fold when I was measuring, taking the measurement of the waist. Please take note. It is on fold. So I'm just going to go ahead to fold this. I wanted to make sure that my band was long enough and I discovered it was more than I need. So I went ahead to fold it and I put half of what my waist measurement was, then I marked it down. I'm just going to go ahead to join this. I added half an inch for joining allowance here. Okay. So after joining, this is what I have. So I'm making use of an elastic waistband, which is about 2 inches wide. So I'm just going to measure out my round waist measurement here. Then I'm going to subtract about 3 inches from the waist measurement because this is an elastic band. It's going to cover up for the part that I'm cutting off. You want to make sure your elastic band is very stretchy, like mine. I'll just go ahead and head over to my sewing machine. Then I'll show you how to join. There are many ways to join or add your elastic band to your shorts or your trouser. So I'm just going to go ahead to stitch this down. Like for this particular, I don't know if you can see that shiny part of this extra fabric. You can see it. It's really beautiful. The camera is not doing justice to it at all. So I'm just going to go ahead to stitch all the way. So I'm going to be turning this again to stitch, like to cover up this rough part. So I had to do a lot of cut and joining for my waist band because I wanted the those lines to be in a certain way. So I'm going to go ahead to fold this part. Now when I'm folding, I'm going to leave some space where I can pass my elastic band through. So I'll be folding this in a bit. Although the video is a bit fast, but it's you can still understand what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to go ahead and stitch, and I'll be stitching all the way to the end. I'll be leaving that space where I'm going to pass my elastic band through. Okay, I will go ahead and fix my elastic band. So I'll be making use of a safety pin for this. I'll just pass it through like this, then I'll begin to pass it through my waistband. I'll secure this other part down. You do not want everything to go in yet. So I'm just going to keep adjusting and passing my elastic band through so that you can get to the other end, the beginning where we started from. So I'm just going to pass it through like this. I'll keep on doing this until I get to the other end. Okay, you want to be patient with this part. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass it through like this. So I'll be joining the both ends of my elastic band together. Watch the way I'm going to join them together. I'll be using a zigzag stitch. If you do not have a zigzag stitch, you can make use of your straight stitch. Okay, so I'm just going to place one on the other, then run my zigzag stitch just like this. All right, so I'll cut off my excess thread and go ahead and adjust the elastic into your band, then close that opening. So make sure you spread this, and this is the finished look of the shorts. So if you got value from this video, please give me a like, share, comment, subscribe, and please do not forget to click on notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. Until next time, bye.